To a bizarre legal case that could effectively legalize marijuana in Missouri.
And it's all because of a convicted marijuana grower here in St. Louis.
That says agriculture, which provides food, energy, health benefits, and security, is the foundation and force of Missouri's economy and is forever guaranteed in this state.
Cannabis in general, it provides all four of those.
But Missouri's Attorney General argues in his brief, marijuana isn't agriculture, and Shanklin is no farmer.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to WN420. I'm Lance Storm. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell will let you know whenever we drop cool new videos. As you might have been able to see from the pre-roll, we've got a special guest in from St. Louis. His name is Mark Shanklin, and he's going about getting legalization for the state of Missouri in a totally different way than what you're used to. And we'll let him talk about that here, and you know what, let's just get down to it. Welcome to the show, Mark. It's really good to have you here.
It's nice to be here finally.
It sure is, man. There's so many questions that I wanted to ask you, and I'm sure many other people have a ton of questions as well. Hopefully I can wrap up some of those questions right here. I probably had about 10,000 questions. I narrowed it down to 10.
That's nice of you.
So, we'll start off with question number 1. So you got caught up growing some plants. About how many?
The official count was 303.
303. That's a lot. Number 2 is, do you care to explain how cannabis, or how growing cannabis is not a crime?
Well, in 2014, Missouri passed the Right to Farm Amendment. The Right to Farm Amendment states that legislature can infringe on ranching and agricultural practices that provide the benefits of food, energy, medicinal value, or security. Curious thing is cannabis supplies all four of those. If you're going to narrow it down just to marijuana, marijuana has great medicinal value and is one of the only medicines that doesn't come with the warning may cause death.
Did you grow a low THC plant?
I didn't grow a low THC plant, but some of my plants were high CBD plants.
Some are high CBD.
Look, THC is, there's no reason to limit the THC. It's good for you.
That's very true. In fact, the more even level that you can have between a THC and CBD is better off for you, right?
Yep.
So with all them plants, what did you actually plan on doing with them?
Just helping people.
That's good. Number 5, what types of benefits do you see people get from weed?
I've seen a number of benefits. I mean, up until 1942, cannabis was listed in the U.S. Pharmacopoeia for over 100 separate different medical conditions and treatments. People use it to stop seizures. They use it for pain management. They use it to treat cancer. It's really, originally, everyone's heard of snake oil. It's supposed to be like the cure-all of everything.
Right.
And the original reason why they call it snake oil is because one time there was this product that supposedly had cobra oil, whatever. I have no idea what snake oil is, but it had claimed it had snake oil in it, and it was good for everything. Well, what it really was it was a tincture of cannabis.
Right.
And it was good for everything.
True. Yeah.
I mean, it probably doesn't cure baldness, as you can see, but I mean, it does cure a lot of the major ones.
All right. So, if the courts find in your favor, what does this mean for you as well as the state of Missouri? And I mean, honestly, we don't know that it couldn't cure baldness. The facts, they're not all in yet.
I'm thinking it might cure stupid.
There's a strong possibility.
I mean, if something could, it could. Well, if they find in my favor, one thing, I won't have to go to prison for 120 days or spend 5 years on paper.
That'd be a good
but
thing.
For Missouri, it would add billions of dollars to the economy. That's not there now. I mean, you look at what Colorado's doing. This will do much more than what Colorado's law's done, and
it will
benefit everybody.
What do you think are your chances to win?
It's really hard to say. I mean, my lawyer says it's a long shot. A lot of other people say, well, the amendment is written so broadly, it's hard to see how it wouldn't be covered. friend of mine researched all the Supreme Court justices, you know, looking at their history of rulings and whatnot, and he thinks it's going to come down to a 4-3 vote. Which way it goes, I'm not really sure.
So outside of being a registered voter, signing petitions, and voting for legalization, what are some other things that regular citizens can do to help pursue this? You know, help.
In case my case is rejected, you should always contact your state representatives to voice your opinion, what you think they should be doing for you, because they're supposed to be there representing you.
Right.
And our legislatures, whether it's in the state or federal level, are not representing the people. I mean, you look at the polls, 90% of the people think that marijuana should be legal for medicinal use. And it's not.
Right.
You know, it just shows we're not being represented. The other thing you can do is you can join an organization. The largest one in Missouri is the Missouri Marijuana Legalization Movement. You can join the organization and sign up to collect signatures. Get this on the ballot so people can vote on this important issue.
Now they have a website, don't they?
They have a website and a Facebook page. You can find them on Facebook. Their website is Jane Mary, and that's Jane. Mary is in Merry Christmas. MERRY.com.
Great, thank you. I'll make sure that we have the links to those in the description down below so that you can get activated as well. It's a really good place to be. So once all of this is over, what do you plan on doing? Are you thinking of...
No, I really couldn't tell you.
You gonna go to Disneyland?
I'm probably not Disneyland. I don't know. I mean, winning this, I mean, it's really hard to say. There's nothing to compare it to. Nothing's ever like nothing. There's never been a state case that could have such an impact on the whole country.
Now, do you think this would be an instant impact? Would you know, it'd be a walk out of the courtroom and it's a new world?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, people would be coming out of the closet right and left, and I'm thinking 6-8 months and we would be like Colorado. You'd have dispensaries, you'd have stores selling everything, and
as soon as something like that happened, would there be a grace period, or would it be this is the law?
No, it's if they find it in my favor, it's like from that very moment, marijuana laws in the state were deemed unconstitutional, and boom, it's from that point on.
Okay.
As far as the people that
it's huge.
As far as what happens to people already convicted, I really don't know. People who pled guilty would have a harder time of rectifying that than people who maintain their innocence.
Right. I think from the case that you guys laid out, it's going to be a pretty clean-cut deal. It'll probably, hopefully, be a unanimous vote in your favor. It
would be nice. I mean, a unanimous vote in my favor is actually a unanimous vote with people in Missouri.
That's right.
I mean, I'm finding an agreement with me is will save lives right off the bat. It'll save lives
instantly.
Instantly.
You know,
where marijuana is legal, opioid overdose deaths drop by at least 20%.
Well, if you look at all the other states that marijuana is legal, and you look at the opioid crisis that they were having, it's not nearly as bad as it was in some places.
It really all depends when you break it down in demographics. It could be the numbers could actually be higher because veterans are actually twice as likely to die from overdoses from opioids than a non-veteran.
Yeah.
So it'll save more veterans' lives than it would regular people's lives because they die more often from overdoses.
That is true. You know, the veterans they seem to get it worse on most levels with alcohol, with opioids.
There's a reason why they call it war is hell, and we need to stop going to war. We need to create heaven instead of hell.
Yeah, heaven on earth, man. Yeah, it could be a thing. How did all this extra attention affect you?
It's been overly positive. Years ago, I thought social media and having friends on Facebook was a bunch of, I don't know, weird hooey or something.
It was kind of taboo.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird. It's like, okay, I guess that's maybe for lonely people who don't have a life or something. I don't know. But I've met, a lot of friends. I've actually have some very good relationships through Facebook with people that I've met, and I've actually met in person after.
So what you're saying is you didn't want to be some weird guy who sits in the basement and talks to electronical devices or anything like that, did you? Yeah,
I mean, I didn't, I don't know. I met a lot of special people on Facebook.
Man, there's a lot of good people out there.
Very lot. There's a lot.
And
I don't know, Einstein said everybody's a genius in their own way.
I believe there's some truth to that.
I can't argue with him. I'm not smart enough.
That's debatable. It's all up for debate. In fact, the jury's out right now, aren't they?
Yes, that's being considered right now.
Some would say this is the most extreme way to get a law passed, and you didn't even see this as
it would set precedent. It's never been, legalization has never happened like this before.
Right.
Through a court action and nullifying marijuana.
Now, there's a lot of other ways that Missouri is being very proactive about trying to get legalization in our state, not just for medical value, but straight up total legalization. We want to treat it like a tomato. That is the ultimate goal. We want our rights back for our plants, just as we do for all of our civil liberties and stuff like that. But that's for another episode, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really appreciate you coming out here, man. You're the best.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me and inviting me.
It's been a great time. Any thoughts you want to leave behind for people or anything?
Well, something everybody should think about is, a great man once said, Thomas Jefferson, pretty hard to argue that wasn't a great man. He said that it's not just a citizen's right to break unjust laws, it is their duty as a citizen to break these laws. And, be a good citizen is all I've got to say, and stay lifted and stay positive.
Right on. Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate it, man.
Been a pleasure being here.
Thanks. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. And ladies and gentlemen, Mark Shanklin, keep your eyes open. I believe in my heart that a lot of good things are going to come from this trial, and the jury's going to come back and say, hey, this man and many others have the right to grow marijuana. We'll see where it goes from here, and I'll keep you posted. That's about all the time that we have for today. Thank you for coming out and spending some time with us, Mark. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure the people do too. Your story is absolutely amazing, and we are all pulling for you in hopes the judges make the right decision for the people, which is to go ahead and say that the Constitution, Missouri's Constitution, has already said that this is what's going on. So, that we can grow whatever we want, and that means we can grow marijuana. That'd be really, really dope. No pun intended. So, as usual, as always, I'm Lance Storm. This is WN420, and I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you've made it this far, go ahead and hit a like button. Let us know what you think about this down in the comment section. And as always, stay positive, stay beautiful, and have a wonderful day.
One other thing. Remember, only a dead fish goes with the flow.
It's true. That is true. Pretty strong words. Ladies and gentlemen, stay beautiful, stay positive, and I'll see you soon.